Come on. Come on, baby.
Break it. Why for you break it?
Oof. What's going on, YouTube? Oh, there it is. There it is.
There it goes.
Hey! There we are. Yay! Just some technical difficulties.
No, Twitch isn't streaming.
Don't even say that.
It's saying 41 seconds, but I'm not seeing anything on the screen. I'm going to refresh on my end. It might be my end. There it goes.
So, what's the plan tonight?
Sorry. Husband aggro.
Oh, we should all be so lucky.
You want a husband? Congratulations.
Hey, there you are.
Here I am.
Now, I see people in voice chat who I don't see in game, so if you want to join in, let me know.
I would like to join in.
Like, Rock, where are you?
On my way.
Okay, hurry up! The money train's gonna leave without you.
No.
Speaking of which, where is the money train?
Right, I should probably put my POS in chat. And we haven't decided exactly what loot rules we want, so if anyone has a preference, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I hold my peace every day. I don't need to do that with you guys.
I'm just glad I've still got my ice cream.
Oh, jeez. February 21st.
Map owner choose? Okay. Your map, your choice? See, I choose to let everyone need unless a coffer drops. Oh, man. Is that a choice?
No.
No.
Alright, so we're in Kaza.
Okay, so yeah, where is Malin?
In the chat.
You're Unholy. I need to know character name.
Do a P search for Mayland. See if it comes up. Oh, that reminds me. What do you need me as, since I'm an all-rounder and people are calling roles?
Well, Rock was healing, and we have a tank, so whatever you want to be.
Disappear into the red droves that are the DPS.
Okay, I'm in Calicut Nexus right now.
Okay.
Mami Chula, southwest. Okay. It's a Viper. No, you're a Reaper. I'm tired.
I'm a Reaper.
That's what they all say.
Okay, okay. There is no Malin. So, Malin, if you are hearing me or seeing me, if you want to join the party, you have to reach out to me somehow. I have to know who you are. Okay.
That's the name they put.
That's the name? Okay. Thank you. Nami. Oh, come on. I forgot how to play the game. You ever have those moments where you just start hitting random buttons because you've apparently forgotten how to play the game?
I'm going back to it if this is the case.
At least I'm not healing.
Yes, because we need another white.
Yeah. Don't think about healing, just focus on dealing damage.
So there you go. Just hit all the buttons. Do as much button hitting as you can. Head to where we are. Wherever that is. Kazamuka.
Yeah, I'm away.
South of many fires. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's right. It helps to give like a teleport name.
Yeah, generally people appreciate that.
Aw, that chocobo's in a bonnet. Okay, I can dig.
I mean,
So cute.
has a little bit of French maid vibes to it, and I'm not sure how to feel about that.
The chocobo is role playing.
Chocobo's into some shit I don't want to know about. I think I remember how to play this.
Well, I mean, you did just bard a couple weeks ago, didn't you?
It's a long time.
It's true. Like, it
There's
feels like 10 years ago, but...
There's also no truth to the statement of me knowing what I was doing then either.
I made it up as I went, and I will continue to do so.
Look, there's a lot of glowy buttons on Bard.
That's true. But I want to... Bard is one of those classes that I really want to play because the weapons look really cool. But I don't enjoy playing it.
Told you
But
that
I want it.
Every time I load up Bard, I got a rock.
Boo. Okay.
Most of the Bard weapons look like cold congealed dog crap, personally.
I like Titan's weapon for Bard. It's just like a giant hunk of rock.
Well, just melee.
Okay, my next one is there. But we can go anywhere.
I see 2 yak tells, so I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer.
Ha ha!
Someone can't teleport to Tuliolo? Oh, somebody has a pending teleport.
Oh, sorry, many fires.
There it is. Alright.
Sorry.
And then
I'm holding up the game.
better than me. Just use the teleport to get to Yak Town.
Dirigible landing.
The map's in the same
Ba,
spot.
ba, ba, ba.
Why are you here?
Huh?
Why are you here?
We're here?
Yeah, in Tuliyolan.
Tuliolo swag.
Then go to the crystal and go to Tuliolol.
Oh, what are the loot rules?
I think we just decided that whoever gets the portal makes the rules.
This is some really bad ideas.
Okay, I was just thinking. Okay, this.
Haven't you ever heard of the portal rules? The one who has the portal makes the rules.
Exactly. Mammy, did we lose you? Okay. If you took the portal to Tuliolo, then click on the Aetheryte. And Yaktel should be an option. If all else fails, just teleport to Yaktel and we can find you. See, that's nice barding. I should pay more attention to my chocobo.
You should use it.
I know, right?
Lazarus?
Yeah, because he keeps dying and coming back.
You realize that was a one-shot deal, right?
Okay. Oh yeah, this is mine. Aw, that was nice. Birthday gift. Tush.
I missed something?
Oh, just Catherine in chat said that she gave that Chocobo's barding as a birthday present to Hush.
Aw.
Yeah.
I have things like that.
Oh shit.
Listen, my birthday is next week, and at this point in time, I'm just trying to ignore it. Maybe it'll go away.
That's it.
Huh?
Don't tell me you're one of those birthday deniers.
I'm getting to the age where it seems like a good idea.
It's never a good idea.
Oh, portal!
What are the rules?
What are the rules now?
Going in blind. I'm going to yell at you if you do it wrong.
You know what? Just need on everything for this one. Just need on everything. I should probably put that in chat.
Not we can need on everything, but we have to need on everything.
You must need.
Aye, Captain.
Need
Even if
on
we get
everything.
the egg. Even on egg.
Needs more birthday.
Needs more birthday. Actually, I'll probably be streaming the day before my birthday. No. I'll be streaming a couple of days before my birthday. Hey, Zoam! Thank you so much for the 29-month resub. Thank you so much. 29 months is
2 years and 5 months.
so it's a decent amount of time to know someone. I mean, egg. Make sure you roll on the egg. God knows you can't let that slip away. Okay.
I got for
Not at $7 a dozen. You know?
Right. So we've been watching some American news lately, just to stay informed. It seems like a good idea.
This is bad.
But every single interview with every single American politician we've watched in the last 2 weeks, they end up talking about egg prices. And it is just driving Warpig up the wall. He's like, no one gives a crap about eggs. The avian flu is a thing. Everyone just needs to get over it. But now it's become a thing where they mention eggs and he just like visibly gets upset, and I think it's hilarious. So,
well, it's an indicator of our status in terms of affordability as a nation.
but I mean, it's an exception right now because there are extenuating circumstances impacting the pricing.
Don't you know what a talking point is and misleading your consumer base?
God, I guess not.
Also, because that shithead said he'd bring the prices down and he fucking didn't and made everything worse, just saying. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Fuck that dude.
Ooh.
I mean, he's done a lot of things wrong, but egg prices are not entirely his fault. So why are we calling out the one thing he's actually not entirely responsible for?
He's partially responsible, and that's enough for me to want to take a shit on his toupee.
Okay.
Or the fact that he keeps claiming he's going to fix it tomorrow, and then, of course, tomorrow never comes.
No, he doesn't claim he's going to fix it tomorrow. He just plans to start a trade war tomorrow. Because that's going to fucking help.
Oh, no, see, the trade war is just a lie to influence the stock market. You're also very tired of hearing about eggs. Everyone is tired about hearing about eggs. Hey, Christopher, I hope you're having a good night.
Well,
you
some
mean
good news. It's really great for the independent farmers like my sister. She can sell hers at a reasonable price, and because she keeps her flock isolated
Ooh.
and has protections up to keep the wild birds out, she can give you eggs at a reasonable price.
There you
I
go.
don't think she has enough for everybody. She's trying though. She's getting more birds in those coops.
this trade war is about the stock market? What do you mean by that?
I mean, all he has to do is talk about it happening, and the market to have a good indication that it will, and then prices on everything just tank. And then he calls it off and prices rise back up. I mean, I am not any sort of financial person, like hashtag not financial advice, but isn't knowingly causing a change to the market like insider-ish trading? Like, I don't know.
Oh, it's called market manipulation. That's what they did to the GameStop boys. I've been thinking for a while that he's been saying to all his buddies, sell all your stocks, I'm going to tank the market.
Yeah.
And then they do. And then they tank and everybody buys it back. And I'm like, someone needs to stop him.
I mean, he's playing in the billionaires club, so you got to think like a billionaire. Disco.
Perhaps.
Oh.
Or it could be he's completely out of his element and he's just going scorched earth at this point. I can't remember if he backed down the last time or just gave the auto industry a 30-day stay or what.
Like this latest last time?
Because
Like,
there's more than one with this ass
Remember,
hat.
this is the second time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he halted for 30 days on items that were a part of the original trade agreement he signed with Canada and Mexico. With, I think, yeah. I was gonna say with, I think, the exception of automobiles, but I'm not sure on that.
So he is going through with it, or he's not?
I saw a meme someone did that was like a cat in a corner surrounded by math, and it was like Schrodinger's tariffs. You don't know until someone actually pays them whether or not they exist.
I don't know. I've heard stuff about our grocery store saying things are going to get impacted, and I'm like, huh? And I remember one of the outlets being like, Trudeau has nothing to lose. He's about to get replaced. Yada yada yada. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Trudeau's not the point.
So yeah, to that point.
Oh yes, let's hear about another country.
To that point, the premiers, due to enormous pressure from their constituents, free for all, okay, are very angry, and it's not like you said. It's not Trudeau and the federal government that holds control over resources. It's the provinces. So now that the provinces are angry, there's going to be challenges getting things from Canada because it's outside of the federal government's control. If Canada doesn't want to send hydroelectricity down to the States, BC can just say no, or Quebec can just say no.
And vice versa. So if a province says we don't want to send electricity to the States, the greater Canadian government can't be like, you have to. The province can be like, go fuck yourself, E.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's awesome.
Because when Canada was founded, you have to understand, it was a whole lot of nothing. And the federal government didn't want to have all that micromanaging control over the, like, almost unlimited resources. So it just gave that control to the provinces.
That's an amazingly conservative thought process to have. And we want to take you guys over? Huh. One would think we could learn something if our goal is to be conservative and have a small central government. Almost like these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Disco! Please?
I'm not lucky enough.
No disco. Oh.
No
I'm on
disco.
fire tonight.
Now,
Should have gone to bed.
what it is doing is, prior to all this happening, it was easier for Canada to trade with the US than trade amongst itself. Like, there were more barriers to cross-provincial trade than there was to cross-country trade. But in the most recent weeks, those barriers have been torn down. So it's very quickly going to become easier and more lucrative for Canada to just trade amongst itself.
Might as well.
Wait, what? Going?
They have somewhere they gotta go.
Catherine, thank you for joining while you could.
Yep, thanks for coming. Sorry I scared you off.
Oh,
Okay.
And yes, I'm taking it personally.
yeah, I think you're taking it a little personally.
Everything revolves around me, Debbie. Everything.
Hey, somebody. I wonder who thought they could win a trade war against Canada.
I mean, you guys have egg farmers too. Not helping to cut off additional sources of something we're already bitching about the price of. And then you talk to people who voted for them, and they do nothing but bitch, and I'm just sitting there, I just want to go, tariff! Tariff, 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 tariff! This is your fucking fault.
Yeah.
Other than that, I was having a great nap.
I actually napped for like 20 minutes this afternoon, which is a crazy record because I don't really nap. But I was tired.
Yeah, I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night and woke up at 4 and kind of thought to myself, well, I guess I only get so much sleep now.
You don't even know why all this even started, Zom? Yeah. No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Because...
Because,
like, there are people who live near the border who have families on either side that spend their days traveling literally back and forth between the two countries. Like the artificially drawn line is really just that, because our countries are so close and have been for such a long time that it just the whole thing just doesn't make sense. And it's not like withdrawing won't hurt, because a lot of like people, like 1.1 million people apparently in New York, get power directly from Canada. So if Canada decides to turn off that switch, or like Ford in Ontario has said, adding like a 25% tax onto the electricity bill, that's gonna hurt people like immediately.
Can do it. And I don't know that I would blame y'all. Oh, if it does come to that, okay, we don't need to do that one because they left. If it does come to that, let me know so I can go figure out how the hell I'm gonna have power.
Right. I mean, I would suggest solar plates, but I know you guys have had like a heck of a lot of snow lately, so I don't know.
Not even that. It's more the American capitalism. Those cost a hell of a lot to get in there, and the companies that are willing to do it lock you into a contract where you're essentially renting them. And then the savings on your energy bills is supposed to cover the cost of it. And then after like 30 years or something, you're done paying for them. And I sit there and think, yeah, you're supposed to lose 10% efficiency on those within a couple of years. And if it continues to degrade, they're not going to be worth shit in 30 years. This is... yours is down there. This is the new person's.
Now, I think we've had this conversation before, but here where I live, I can't say here in Canada, but at least here in BC, if you have solar panels attached to your dwelling and you bring in more electricity than you use, you actually get paid out for it.
Yes.
So there's a benefit to doing it here, but...
You'd think there'd be one here. Because I think the power company does pay you, but I think we had a kind of a discussion on people who are not paying into the grid because they make their own power.
Right.
I think that.
Now, I can see it. I can understand everyone's point about paying into the infrastructure to keep it running because you are utilizing the framework and all that sort of stuff. I get it.
And then you have someone out there, but what if I had enough batteries that I didn't need to use it at all?
Also, big electric will never let big renewable get off the ground. Maybe. I mean, here we're primarily hydroelectricity that's like run by the government, so it's not big electric. So the concept even of big electric is really strange to me.
I mean, whoever said that's probably not wrong. Just like big oil didn't really want electric cars getting off the ground, and it took somebody who had more money than God to make a huge push for it.
Okay, so speaking of more money than God.
Oh yes.
Oh Lord.
Oh yes, let's. I watched the video.
So here, in Canada, there was a program running up until recently where people could get a lot of subsidies for buying an electric vehicle, just to help the environment. It's like if you bought an electric vehicle, Canada would pay you money to help offset the cost and whatever. And so, I mean, a lot of people utilize the program, but the last weekend of the program, like 4,600 electric Telsas were purchased suddenly totaling about $43 million in Canadian subsidies.
Oh god.
And every Telsa dealership that was involved in these sales is refusing to comment on who purchased the vehicles. So, there you go.
That doesn't shock me.
Make
That's
of
something
that what
sus.
you will. Yeah, exactly. It's completely sus.
They're refusing to comment. Oh, really? Would you like your business revoked? I wish your government would step in and go, oh, who bought those? Oh, you're not going to tell us? So you can get the fuck out of Canada then. You just took $43 million. You can get the fuck out.
Right. So,
what are the loot rules?
oh, whose portal is this?
Mine.
Okay, what do you want us to do?
We are free for all today.
Free for all? Okay.
Yeah, I was watching a lawyer break down the shit that unfolded in the federal government on Twat Waffle's behalf, and obviously he has to use words like allegedly and supposedly, and according to this complaint, yada yada yada. They did so much shit half-assed and backwards that it doesn't even. It. I couldn't make this shit up. Like, I'd rather be living in whatever that one dystopian novel is with doublespeak and all that other shit. 1942? Was it 42? I don't know. Whatever it was.
Sorry. Did I say Tesla wrong? I'm sorry. Absolutely no disrespect was intended.
Telsa. You did say Telsa, but I was like, nah, I know what you mean.
I mean, I wouldn't want to offend anyone who owns a Tesla.
I wouldn't want to offend the richest man in the world.
Sorry. You were saying?
I'm saying that he's just stripping the government of anybody that ever had a problem with him.
I'm trying to remember where it was, but I saw in the news a couple weeks ago that there was this local government where one of the chairmen made it. I'm trying to.
He made it.
I'm
awesome.
trying. Looks like you made it. God.
Oh, God has nothing to do with what the hell's going on Earth right now. I'm
Okay,
pretty
but
sure
I
he's
do-
lost fans of us at this point.
I do follow God on Blue Sky, and he is funny, and he always intentionally misspells Donald's name.
Because he had nothing to do with it. That's full flying spaghetti monster right there.
Okay. No, I'm trying to get this right because it just doesn't make sense and my brain is too tired to make it make sense. It was a local government where they made it so that it could never be illegal or you could never be held responsible for misgendering someone or something like that. I honest to God, I'm sorry if I'm butchering this, but
just Madam Chairman?
yes. Okay, someone else knows what I'm getting at. So he comes in the next day and he isn't addressed by Madam Chairman and flips the shit out, and everyone's like, "Well, it's not illegal. What you gonna do about it?"
I don't remember if it had to be down here. It's definitely a down here type. But it was basically like, well, Madam Chairman, the guy I prefer Mr. Chairman actually. It's like, well, you can't compel appropriate pronouns, so that's a shame, Madam Chairman. Dude, fucking pissed as shit, and I'm sitting there, oh, that's too bad. You think it didn't affect you? That's
Oh man.
I love Madam Chairman. That shit was amazing.
It just speaks for the environment right now, I think, where it's almost playground rules. That's what I thought when I saw the thing that happened with Zelensky, was that it was like kids playing in a treehouse and picking on that one kid, you know?
With the accent from down the street.
Exactly. It's like, don't pick on him about wearing a suit. The dude's been, like, living in a flak vest for the past, like, 3 years.
I think the one thing that stuck out, I mean, the whole thing was just a pile of. But I think the thing that stuck out most to me and struck me was when they kept saying, "You're not holding the cards," and his response, which nobody talks about, is him literally going, "I'm not playing cards."
Oh,
Comment nobody brings up. Oh, you don't hold the cards. The cards are in your hands. You don't have a choice of cards. I'm not playing cards, Mr. President. This is no game. And that one statement that stands out above so much else is the least repeated statement from that whole debacle.
Because everybody knows he's not playing cards. Like, we know Russia invaded. It was all over the news everywhere. You don't get to change your story just because you want to suck Putin dick. Honestly, dude should have been impeached ages ago.
Well, he was.
he was.
Got out of it twice.
Well, I mean, effectually impeached, as in, like, removed and barred from running. I mean, felons aren't supposed to be able to hold that office anyway.
I've got one here in Heritage Found. I just have to find it. Is that? Okay. Does someone else have one here, or are we going to a different one?
Well, if you have one here,
Okay.
it makes sense to just go to it.
Okie dokie.
Hang on, let me go cast my vote for a serial killer, since that's okay.
Look, I'm all for, like, what was it? President Kombucha? I don't know. Idiocracy. Come on, let's do it.
Oh, President Herbert Elizondo, Rocket Man, Mountain Dew, Camacho.
Yeah.
Terry Crews for president. Fuck it, why not? I mean, at this point, once this presidency gets handled, it's pretty hard not to be worse. But yeah, it's
are you willing to put money on that?
Knowing that the Republicans are going to feel butthurt when he does leave office and vote for whoever promises eugenics, I really wouldn't fucking know where to start. Like, the scariest thing is that half the population supports this kind of asshattery, and they're perfectly okay with it, so long as their team wins.
Oh, yeah, anyone can join the map party. If you would like to join, let me know. We are on Hallie. We have room at the moment.
I'm feeling awfully spicy.
We're kind of spicy tonight. I think it's because Warpig spiked my Slurpee.
Was it a good spike or a bad spike?
I'm awake.
Good spike it is. Yeah, before I got here, I was I had fallen into an accidental nap and I didn't recline the chair enough, so my neck hurt, and I went upstairs and got under the covers, and it was like 7:53. Now, mind you, map starts at 8:30, and it occurs to me that I missed last week.
Mm-hmm.
And it occurs to me that I did sign up, so I looked at my phone as the minutes tick away, And I'm like, do I put myself as tentative, or do I drag my ass out of bed?
But you came. I'm very proud of you.
Well, you did buy me dinner. I don't know. I just think that we need to do, whoever gets office after Trump, it has a whole lot of apologizing to do on behalf of America. And I don't think that's a fair position for anyone to have to be in.
Yeah.
I also think if any country really gave a shit about Ukraine, they would join the fight against Russia instead of just saying, we stand with you. Like, okay, great, do something about it. Either start dropping bombs on Russia and give them another target to focus on for a while, or send troops to Ukraine, or do something. Like, the whole thing sounded like a lot of virtue signaling.
Well, you know what? The same thing happened before World War II. Like, Hitler was in power for way longer than he should have been before World War II broke out, because everyone was just trying to fix it with sanctions and talk, and it just didn't work.
And you know, America can learn something from that. Allying yourself with autocratic nations, people acting like bullies on the world stage of politics, starting trade wars, isolating us from our allies we've had for, what was World War II, 1945, 70 some odd years, 80 years we've had these allies. And we're just pissing in the pot now for some reason. Sounds awfully... Why is that thing not fighting me? Thank you. Sounds an awful lot like we should have learned something.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, that's the crux of it, that we want to be as diplomatic as possible in talking about, and that is the fact that there's a saying that those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And I don't think the teaching of history has been, let's say adequate in some parts of the States for a while now.
Would you like to know why? Because I can actually tell you 100%.
Yeah, tell me what. Tell me why. Tell me why.
So,
Because they want to repeat history.
Well, part of it is that, but the other half of it is what Republicans keep pushing for tax breaks, right? We don't want to pay taxes. We don't want to pay taxes. And so I look at them and go, why are your roads dog shit? Corruption in government. Why are your schools dog shit? Corruption in government. Why are your subsidies for people who need it dog shit? Corruption in government. No, it's because you don't pay your fucking taxes. Your schools are dog shit and your textbooks are 40 years old because you won't fucking pay your taxes. Dumbass. This is why Kansas had like 3 out of 4 public schools close in a couple counties. Because they just kept campaigning on lower taxes, lower taxes. And everybody accepted these lower taxes, and their roads are dog shit. And their schools are dog shit. And those people are dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, I can't comment, but that sounds like a pretty solid theory. As a socialist country, I understand that, you know, the more money you pay into a system, the better the system is. In most cases. Not all cases, but in most cases.
Oh, that's right. You were discussing something about how your healthcare is not going quite the way that you wanted it to. Something about I guess I missed the part where you said you had to sell your house to afford it. How did that go?
Okay, listen. Yes, to your point, that every visit I've had to a healthcare provider, including the hospital, has been free. I have not had to pay any money out of pocket for my healthcare. But
can you take us over? Start with New York. We're awfully blue.
We
get our power from you anyway.
God. I mean, keep in mind, like if I were dying, If I were very acutely ill, they would save my life and it wouldn't cost me a penny. But the diagnosing and treatment of chronic disease, however, in some parts of Canada, especially BC right now, is very poor because there aren't enough doctors and specialists, so wait lists are stupid long.
I can tell you why that is.
Because it's too expensive. They aren't paid enough, and two, it's too expensive to live here, so they'd rather work anywhere else.
Because you're called British Columbia, you're called Canadian Columbia, and all your problems will be solved.
Oh yeah, okay, let's just rename British Columbia and fix that right now.
Yeah, that's what we did with the Gulf of America.
Oh, God.
Yep, that's because that's important.
Yeah, for somebody who has to flex their ego because they have nothing else to show for their life.
They have a ton of failed businesses and bankruptcies and scams.
Okay, but
And ex-wives.
I have to mention this because I thought it was absolutely hilarious when I saw it. Did you guys see what MapQuest did? Where MapQuest refused to change the name on their maps, but put out blank copies of their MapQuest map template so people could name it whatever they wanted.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love it.
Rival wings pop on Dynamis? Crazy.
Doesn't exist off of the PvP servers.
Christopher says, I'm here in the United States and I have to pay a lot for my healthcare and wait. See, that isn't fair. That isn't fair.
It's not. That's why I said you sold your house to get there, right? So that's what we have to do. We have to sell our house and we still get garbage care.
Yeah, no, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Well, we have the most back-asswards healthcare system for a quote-unquote developed nation, because at this point I really don't think we are anymore.
I had to take out a freaking loan to pay for my teeth to be extracted.
Woo!
And they couldn't even take all of them because the dentist was too afraid of how close the nerve was to the last tooth. So, yeah, I have been waiting to get in for about a month now to the oral surgeon, and they called me yesterday and told me they needed to postpone it another week.
Yeah, dental is notoriously like camel shit over here.
Oh, my dentist was really good. I mean, bruised the hell out of me, but it was because my tooth broke. That wasn't his fault. That was the fact that I have a genetic predisposition to really crappy teeth from my father's side.
No, I mean just dental work in America in general.
Oh, yeah. Most people literally have to wait till the teeth are falling out of their head to see a dentist because they can't afford it. And it's cheaper to get an emergency extraction than it is to have the cavities filled or root canals or anything else to keep them in your head. I don't even want to say how much money trying to keep my teeth where they were before I finally just had to give up, admit defeat, and say just take them out because no matter how many times you fix them, I am still in chronic and constant pain.
Wow.
I can't tell when storms are coming anymore. It's blown my little mind. So like really nasty storms that we've had over the last couple of days where like tornadoes and everything came through. Fortunately, there weren't any major ones in my area. But when they came through, I'm sitting there going, are they here yet? They're supposed to be here. And my coworker's looking at why. I'm like, my mouth doesn't hurt anymore. I can't tell how close they are anymore. And unless it's a major temperature change, my knee doesn't tell me anymore. Because I've lost all kinds of weight. Because I can't eat anything. Because I don't have the damn temperature telling me weather-inducing teeth. So
Those are really unique problems.
I know. America! I could tell when it was going to be bad weather because my whole head felt like it was going to implode. Now, I can't tell because I got no teeth. And of course, the way they privatized so much stuff with the freaking Weather Channel apps and everything else like that, it's hard to tell what's going on there because unless you buy the premium edition, you don't get all the information anymore, even though all weather information comes from a taxpayer government agency and distributes through these weather organizations that privatized it in the last 10 years.
Disco to the 5th level. Yeah. Oh,
Didn't get disco.
boo! So close.
Much boo. I blame the rich people.
Yeah.
It's easier and more accurate to blame the
They
rich
messed with the code so that anybody else can't get the stuff anymore.
Right. They changed the I'm not part of the 1% anymore.
Yeah, Phil's like, well, I'm clearly not rich enough.
Yeah, it's not working for me. They changed the goalpost. I'm not rich.
Okay, where are we? This is
Urko.
Urkopacha. Come to Urkopacha.
Kopcha.
That's mine, by the way.
There's
Wow.
yours.
Okay, I'm gonna go with it. I'm like, that looks like that looks like I had a spiked Slurpee.
Looks or feels?
My hello with the small letters and the big O. Yeah. Hey, Christopher.
Ooh. Not a Genovian, but an Aetherian.
Hey, picking fights with the local wildlife.
Didn't he just like crush it under your shoe? He was coming right at me. You all saw it. Two healers. Oh my.
Yeah.
I am extra special.
Whose map is this? Okay.
I believe this is Mami Chula.
Mama.
I'm going to be AFK for just a moment.
Okie dokie, no facts. No facts to check.
Well, it's been pretty light on me today.
I know, right?
it's
No one cares
January
about
1st.
facts anymore. Yeah.
Check. Oh, I'm an American. Sorry, I can't help you. I don't know what's true or not anymore.
Oh.
This
I'm gonna go hold
information
my
runs
Genesol and
quick.
cry. Alright, be right back.
Okie dokie. I don't know. I get all of my American news from comedians, and it still seems way too serious. I couldn't imagine actually watching a news show.
Well, I didn't watch Trump's State of the Union address, but I watched Bernie's rebuttal and I watched the highlights from it, and it was just him talking a bunch of shit and how things are going the way he wants them to, and every Republican senator just riding his dick for some reason.
Okay, so I did watch it,
And you
and
lost brain. Never get back. I'm sorry.
I ate way too many gummy bears. But what caught me was at the very beginning, they were all cheering for like an abnormal amount of time. Like, I want to say more than 10 minutes. Just straight clapping and cheering.
Yes, because that's what he wants, and that's how you stay on his good side.
Exactly. That seemed so forced and fake and phony. And it didn't get any more normal from there.
Well, I mean, that's why the Democratic senators were like, this isn't normal. Like, this isn't supposed to be a popularity contest.
Rival Wings is fun, and that was a quick 5 tones.
Nice. I've heard it was one of the better PvP modes.
I think I've done it like once or twice, but I really haven't done any Rival Wings.
You are missing out on Rival Wings.
Apparently.
I need to do that.
It's kind of like Winter Grasp, I think. Although I never got to use any of the machines. I don't know. It was very confusing the 2 or 3 times I did it with my buddy back when it was on. It was on PvP bonus, so we actually data center hopped to get onto the PvP ones. Went from there.
Puzzle.
I suppose we shall free for all this.
Okie dokie.
That way, when I lose a coffer, I have only myself to blame, not you guys.
Hey, congratulations on your achievement.
Nice.
Nice.
Legends of the Hidden Temple. Watched an episode of that yesterday. Or not yesterday, a couple days ago. I found one of the free pseudo TV stations that just does reruns of old stuff. It was great. Because they're like, you have to climb through here and up there. The choice is yours. Then they get to the Shrine of the Silver Monkey, and I'm like, it's not hard! One of them has a square base, the other one doesn't, and the top one has a big line that goes through the whole thing. It's not hard.
Okay, but speaking of, I guess, not hard game shows, I do have to admit one of my guilty little pleasures sometimes is watching an episode or two of like Wipeout. Man, from like the youngest of us to the most intelligent of us, we enjoy watching people make fools of themselves on television.
They signed up for it. Like,
exactly.
You tell people who are serious, you tell people who want to be on TV.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Big balls.
Big balls, exactly. No, it's I find it entertaining. Warpig does not, but I certainly do. Especially the people who like really are gung-ho about it and dress up and go all out. Hey!
The ones that hit on that poor woman.
Right? Thank you so much, Mista, for the raid. Thank you. What have you been up to? Map luck, thank you so much. We need a dose of map luck. Maps have been very hit or miss. Thank you so much. Let me try to shout you out here.
Don't hold the spice for now.
Hello.
Welcome.
Oof.
Oh, how was I not far enough? I was caught in that cutscene. Or I was just tabbed out. Shortest raid night ever. You recleared M4S for your Pictomancer who's been without a PC since November. Aww. That was really sweet. I do not do Savage yet. I am a casual-ish player. I do YouTube videos, tutorials, guides, and new player content. Oh, you're gonna do chaotic. I wanted to, when I first heard about chaotic, I wanted to get in on it. But then I started seeing people's experiences with Party Finder and Duty Finder chaotic, and I changed my mind.
What a shame.
Hey, Trav. Aw, that's how. Thank you. Thank you so much. Chaotic and Party Finder is a time. So I did do Unreal in Party Finder and cleared twice out of 12 attempts. So I understand that Party Finder is always a time. TM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a time.
Phil, have you tried chaotic?
Oh, fuck that noise.
Okay.
It's from what I've been told, there's a high degree of personal responsibility, and not only would I have to learn that, so I'm not a handicap to the group, I don't know that I trust everyone in PF to be responsible.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I don't mind going into a lockout and just having a time. Like there being death, chaos, and very little progress. That's fine. But if it's like 2 lockouts, 3 lockouts, 5 lockouts, and you start to learn the fight and you're just really wanting to get through it, but Party Finder just isn't letting you.
Party finders.
Yeah. That's when it starts to be a little less fun, I think.
For me, the hardest part is getting the party, like running.
Yeah, 2-3 people leave because it's not an insta clear, and then you sit there waiting forever.
Right.
Yeah, and also I have to get my role as well.
You've had one chaotic static who's had it on farm since week 2, and the other one hasn't cleared yet. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to say that if I were in a party that was really practicing hard, and even if they weren't clearing, they were getting closer and closer every week, I would stick with it because I absolutely would want to be there when they eventually cleared. But if I were in a party that was trying week after week and not seeing any progress at all, I would become a little discouraged, I think. As patient a person as I am, I think I would become a little discouraged. And I would start making some comments. Not out loud, not in chat to other people, but to myself in my head. It's a very Canadian thing to do, I guess, but...
Oh yes, quite so.
Right? It's like, are you kidding me? You did that thing. You did that thing last time. Oh yeah, and last week and the week before. Don't do that thing.
Probably the week after, because you're not learning.
Go ahead. Have another drink before static starts.
Sorry, I had a bad computer. I couldn't see I was standing in the bad. I got a new computer afterwards.
Yeah. No, I am not a great player, but I can be taught with persistence and an attempt on my end. I can be taught. And I think most people can, unless they choose not to try.
Choose not to try? I thought it was just a given. What was I thinking? Oh, it's the people that take forever. They're like, alright, we want to get in and try again. Oh, my cat's in the oven. I gotta get him out. Oh, shit. This one's in the Actel. Really? We're doing the Tuliolo turnaround.
Tuliolo turnaround.
It's something that I haven't noticed here in 14 at all, but used to be a hell of a problem back in Warcraft. Alright, we wipe it up. We're going to go do the next one. Oh, I need 5 minutes to go do whatever. Fine. The next person. Oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be another 5 minutes. And it's 30 minutes since you pulled the last boss, and you haven't gotten any progress because everyone just cascades their I need to go do something. Frustrating when you say, all right, we're going to dedicate this time to doing something and nothing gets done.
That's true. Yeah, Mister, you're absolutely right. Like, if you're having fun with it, that's the main thing. If it's not fun, don't do it. If it's fun, carry on. People take their hobbies way too seriously, and they get way more upset than they should allow themselves to get with their free time. Now, to Phil's point, I understand if you socially make an obligation that you need to be present, because you're taking not only your time and everyone else's time, and some people have very limited time. But I mean, outside of social obligation, life's too short to do anything you're not really passionate about.
Too short to live under the command of a dictator. What?
You're fine, Mammy. You're fine. You're here. Oh, we're just killing random wildlife again? Okay.
It's this fish that survived outside of the water. We were checking it.
Okay, fish that are surviving outside of the water. I play D&D, but lately we've been doing... Oh, it was a hunt mark. Okay, that's totally fine. We've been doing a Final Fantasy XIV homebrew.
Sorry.
And I've been playing a Aura warrior. Whose chest is this? Just open the chest. What? Why are we not getting money?
What? Why chest?
Well, why chest not be open?
Oh, I was waiting for Mammy.
Oh, it's okay. You can open it. They'll automatically come in with us.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. And last week we were fighting the Orelli, the jellyfish outside Lanasia. And due to Debbie not being able to roll well at all, my warrior couldn't hit a single one of them. The machinist in the party took most of them out. Because, of course, machinist, right? So, my warrior, who did not land a single hit against these jellyfish, now has a sworn hatred of fish outside of water.
So, you wanted to kill that fish out.
I wanted to kill the fish out of water, but I could not.
Wrong with you! Swing your axe in its general vicinity.
Right?
The fish continues to dodge while flopping around on the ground, saying magical perk.
Okay, but my aura is from the steep, so I mean it kind of makes sense, I guess, that they're not very water oriented.
I mean, there's water there.
There is water there, not like an ocean.
You need an ocean for there to be fish, and actually you do have access to the ocean on the eastern side of the steppe. For shame, Deborah.
Okay, I was
not
trying...
knowing your don't even know your topography. I'm just
what kind of gamer are you? Exactly, there's one tribe that lives in a river. The homebrew I use has like 20 or 30 different tribes you can choose from if you play an Aura, and they all have like different customs. So it's incredibly in depth.
You happened to pick one that was landlocked.
Yes.
Seb's like, yeah, obviously, I hate fish out of water.
Obviously, I chose that one because it's a tribe that uses that like decorative clay. Who has like decorative clay?
What do you do with it?
Paint on them. It's decorative. It's Phil. Well, I don't know how else to say this.
Well, I didn't know what they use. Decorative clay. What do you do? Make pots and pans out of it, or what?
No, you like put it on your body for decoration.
Yeah, war paint.
Yeah, essentially, but it's mud.
War mud.
War mud.
That's why I choose the people I came from. They use war mud. Nothing practical like knowing how to fight fish. Just wondering. In this fantasy world, anything is possible.
Listen, I mean, life imitates art. It's all about the glam, right?
Is that how that goes?
No.
Disco? No. Yes! Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. You have the book.
Look.
Torgood's tribe.
Okay, well. You have 45 minutes left.
Oh, cool. No, I am really, the thing I really enjoy about playing Final Fantasy XIV D&D is we're playing with a group of people who have also played the game. So it adds like a little something when you're trying to immerse yourself in the world. Because when you're describing like a zone or an NPC, you have experience in game being in that zone or meeting that NPC, so you can picture them, I think, much more vividly than you can with like a standard DM playing D&D. Like a good DM can paint a really clear picture, but immersing yourself in a game is worth 1,000 words, as they say.
The pungent stench of mildew surrounds you. Where's the Mountain Dew?
I was just gonna say that I attack the darkness.
Okay, you attack the darkness.
Where's my map?
Oh, man.
I have +9 ogre slaying knife. That's great. You're not there. You're getting drunk.
Are there any girls there?
Yeah, sure.
Classic.
Yes, you asked for the components to cast the spell, but you didn't actually cast the spell. Mordenkainen's faithful watchdogs. Huh? There you have it.
I use magic missile.
If I was the DM, I'd have been like, yeah, you blew a spell slot. Congratulations, you attacked the dark.
Yeah. But yeah.
Good times.
Good time. That's all I can say. It's good times. Good times.
Like you just said like 10 minutes ago, if it's something that you like doing, it's not hurting anybody, go for it.
Yeah.
One of the games I played just got a relatively interesting update.
Are you referring to Stardew Valley on the Switch?
I wasn't, but I can. Apparently, something made the game crash, and I'm just like...
Yeah.
But he fixed it.
Oh, has he fixed it?
Yeah, everyone is willing to cut this guy almost all the slack in the world, because one, it's just him, and two, game's what, 10 years old now? 7 years old?
Right, yeah.
And it's still getting... Like, it still had a major content patch not long ago, and it's not a live service game. But dude's got more goodwill than probably all AAA companies combined.
Yeah, no, trust me, I am not giving him a hard time. He is phenomenal. As far as I'm aware, or concerned, rather. As far as I'm concerned, he saved the genre. But...
See what you did there?
What?
His name is, or his screen name is Concerned Ape. So
As far as I'm concerned.
See what you did there. Yeah, no, I think Harvest Moon and those types of cozy games were on the decline, and then I think they've been on the decline for a while. And then you come in, you make a good one, everyone's like, yeah, I really like this, and this is kind of what we need in this day and age right now. And now it's being iterated and innovated and everything else.
Okay,
So,
but
yeah.
you were talking about a different game.
Yes, I was.
Egg.
Egg.
Also, what are loot rules?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even ask. Oh, it's Alendra still? Alendra said free for all for the last one, so I assume.
This one's Mommy and her awesome chess piece.
Oh, it is Mommy.
That's Limbo? Yeah, I believe it.
Oops. I should really pay attention to what I'm doing.
Your DPS. You don't have to do that anymore.
No, but I should pay attention to whose map it is and what the loot rules are.
They would have said it. They would have said it if it mattered. No, I play Tropico 6. It's like SimCity, but on a Banana Republic type of deal. And they just got something that added some sorely needed support to the logging industry. So I'm very happy with it.
That's good. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm happy for you.
It's like SimCity.
I know what SimCity is.
Okay. Now imagine you're not in charge of a city, you're in charge of an entire tropical island or archipelago, depending on how ambitious you are. And it's built under the guise of you being a dictator. Ironic, I know, but I'm going somewhere with this. In so much as like you determine how much the people get paid. If you don't construct appropriate dwellings, then people who can't afford the houses don't have anywhere to live, so they build shacks. And it makes your island fucking ugly, so pay your people enough to survive. Build appropriate housing. But there's all kinds of stuff in there, like you can choose to make sure everyone has enough money to do this, and everyone can afford healthcare, and everyone can afford whatever, and build churches and all that stuff. And it kind of made me look at a socialist system where someone's in charge of the entire country's GDP, and you have to disperse it appropriately, or
I got the egg.
Congratulations on the egg. Save it. You might need it one day.
You don't want to know how many eggs I have right now.
Okay, it's your retirement plan.
Yeah.
I mean, I have heard it said, and to a certain extent I agree, that the best kind of governments is a benevolent dictator. Someone who has complete authority and who absolutely has your greatest needs in mind. But there's also that whole absolute power corrupts absolutely thing. So, the benevolent dictators are exceptionally rare. But to your point, Phil, I mean, if you were a benevolent dictator of your tropical island, people would be incredibly happy. They would have everything they need. Yeah.
The only thing I struggle with is crime safety.
Well,
I mean, giving everybody the right to have a firearm and not putting police stations all over the island, because that's a lot of workforce and that's a lot of money for a problem I shouldn't have.
Oh, Mista. Oh my god, I'm sorry. As an American, I would love a benevolent one. Ouch. Yeah.
It's something I stumbled on a while ago, because once a lot of those games, once you have a certain amount of resources coming in, you have money coming in, and as long as you don't do anything stupid, you won't get deposed as long as you take care of your people. Once I start getting the way more money than I need to fund the next expansion of the island, I looked at it and I go, all of this money isn't doing me any good. Where can I put it to use? Alright, we're going to have a state-funded car program. We're going to have Social Security. We're going to have rent. Doesn't cost you anything because I don't need the money from those anymore. And it gets the people, the fringe cases who haven't picked up one of the 90% of jobs that can afford well off, it gets them into the well-off housing. The healthcare is no longer an issue. I don't think I build enough churches. We'll free for all on this.
Okay. What about some handouts to billionaires? What about the poor billionaires? Won't someone think of the billionaires?
I actually have a wealth tax enacted at most times. It gets me about as much money as the housing did. Well,
okay.
Not enough.
I've never heard of the phrase Tangerine Palpatine, but I love it.
Yeah, I like that one too. I was calling it Tangerine Nightmare, but Tangerine Palpatine is better.
Hey, congratulations. So, you're going to be... is this something you're doing outside of the saucer or in between gates? Like, have you left the gold saucer behind in favor of rival wings?
There's not enough tones.
I need to do Rebel Wings because I haven't finished the Battle Pass.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten my coffer for my Malmstone rewards, and
I'm missing 9 levels.
Okay, you're doing it to get your series. Yeah. I need to get serious about that. So do you. So do you, Rock. Come on, we need to get serious about it. We're running out of time.
Yep.
I'm gonna drag you along in this. If I have to do it, you have to do it.
Okay.
I am... I'm at rank 21, and the coffer is 25. So I've got...
Yeah.
I've got a little ways still. Hey, 2.5 weeks is only like 4 days off. Working full-time sucks.
Yes. Honestly.
You're at series level 12? Okay. So, what I'm hearing, Zoam, is that you're still gonna beat me to getting the coffer, and I'm going to look even worse. Hey, Jeff, sorry I missed you there. Hey, Sergal? After $999 million, tax rate should be 100%. Right.
I think anybody over $1 million needs, or any company pushing more than $1 million needs to get hit in the 60% plus range. Like when we start talking profits, not total income, but actual profits, we need to kick them back in there. The roaring 20s were roaring because we were in the 70-80% tax rate for the really, really rich people. Which means once they started breaking in shit tons of money, which they got from regular people.
I was just gonna say that. I'm like, if you're a multi-millionaire, you're not making that money. That money is coming from people, presumably the majority of whom are in the country within you reside. So maybe some of that money should go back to the people, because there's no way you could possibly spend all that money in your lifetime. Unless you decide to go to Mars, I guess. I don't know.
I hope he does go. I hope the fucking blows up in the atmosphere. I hope he gets shit out back to Earth like a bad diaper.
Please go to Mars. Exactly. Please go to Mars. Look, I have had an Amazon Prime account for a long time. I want to say 12, 13 years, and I canceled it like 3 weeks ago.
It took you that long.
I'm ashamed, honestly, it took me that long, but it got to that point where I'm like, I no longer feel good about spending my money in this way.
Don't blame you. I don't blame you.
But I mean, it's convenient. It's convenient, and it fulfilled a need, especially during COVID. It's kind of hard to not be enticed by something so convenient and so easy to use, but...
That was his whole business model. He doesn't make a single fucking thing.
Disco! Please? Yes! Pride door. I'm wondering if maybe I should make my disco macro a little bit more colorful. Hey, Sergal, you're kind of happy you never got into Amazon. Good for you. Good for you for resisting the temptation. Have I started my new role at work? Yes, I have. So this is my first week as a supervisor. Mixed blessing. Mixed blessing. Obviously, I enjoy making a lot more money, and I enjoy the benefits that come along with it. But, working full-time kind of sucks. I apologize to everyone who's had to do it. I kind of got used to not working full-time. And so now I'm realizing just how rough it is again.
Sucks cheeks.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm here for how long today?
Right?
Fuck me. I've already been here. One
Yeah,
job
40 hours a week should be illegal. There are many countries that don't do 40-hour weeks, so...
They need to do is 4 10s. Make that the standard instead of 8 5s or 5 8s.
Okay, if anyone doesn't have that haircut, please let me know and I will trade you one, because I have 3 of them in my inventory right now. So, like, don't even hesitate. Christopher, Mammy, if you don't have it, let me know. The price on them has dropped significantly, so I was waiting for the price to go back up. Plus, I've got like 2 on the market board already. So... See, 4 10s is a good schedule. I used to say that. I would do 4 10s in a heartbeat. Because that extra day each weekend makes a huge difference.
Well, like, think about it. If you go to work at, let's say, 9 a.m., an 8-hour day gets you out at 5. 10-hour day gets you out at 7. What are you really going to do between 5 and 7? Nothing. So you might as well... Your day's already shot by having to go to work. Might as well tack another 2 hours on and get a free day off every week. It's redonkulous.
Do we not have another map, or?
I don't have one logged.
Already open up all.
Because if we don't have another map, I will open one. They're not 100s, but... Yeah, let's do some older ones, because I still got tons of them in my inventory, guys.
Yeah, same. I also carry a lot of maps.
After working 100 hours a week at your last job, nothing seems bad anymore.
Not when you're pushing those numbers. No.
I mean, I guess not. No, it's all about perspective.
That's die before you retire type of hours.
Okay.
I still
mine's-
tell people that my new job is better than, or a bad day at my new job is better than a good day at my old job.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, perspective is huge. It doesn't, you have to be careful not to fall into the perspective trap, though. You can't be like, oh, this boyfriend is totally awesome because he's better than my last one. He only hits me twice a week. Like, you have to not fall into the perspective trap, but
Whoa.
it just because something is better doesn't mean it's great.
No, this, I'm very happy where I am. I literally tell people I work like maybe 3 weeks a year. About a week and a half around Mother's Day and about a week and a half near Valentine's Day. The rest of the time, I get to go to work and play with flowers and balloons all day.
There you go.
It's really a very good job for somebody who loves art and colors and shapes. I mean, it's kind of a perfect situation. It truly brings me happiness.
It sounded like you were working in a preschool. Colors and shapes and...
No, if I was in preschool, I'd be back to complaining again.
No,
Kids
I mean...
don't get taught to be good anymore.
So, my job is an important one in the building, because essentially I'm doing pricing maintenance for the entire store. So I'm responsible for, like, changing prices on anything, making signs, updating point of sale records, all that sort of stuff. But one of the supervisors came into my office the other day and was showing someone how to make signs. And they showed them the computer part and said, oh, everything else is just arts and crafts. So I'm like, okay. So they came into my office a little bit later and was like, hey, can you help me with this? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm just sitting here doing arts and crafts anyway. And then I put up a sign saying, welcome to the arts and crafts department. And now they don't really talk to me anymore.
Wow. That's awesome.
You're arts and crafts. No, you're lucky. Some companies don't even value your position at all. Like Dollar General.
Yeah, talking about Jeff.
Specifically.
I mean, I'm not gonna let it go. It's funny. It's funny as heck to me. I'm not upset genuinely, and I'm pretty sure they know that. But it's embarrassing to them that I keep bringing it up.
Like they did a tour of one plant that I used to work at, the Bad Day job. And my husband still works there. But they were walking through one time, and one of the managers was basically describing the different positions. And they walked past my husband, who does have at times a stressful job, testing parts and stuff that go into really important things.
Mm-hmm.
And they described his job as watching the red lights turn green. Pushing the button and watching the red lights turn green.
Ooh, nuts.
Yeah, and he does that to make sure, very important pieces of major infrastructure and planes and trains and automobiles and space shuttles and government contracts don't go kaboom boom.
Oh yeah, everyone can just free for all. I guess I didn't say.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, free for all. There you go. Yeah, so it's a little tongue-in-cheek. Because, I mean, we understand on either side no offense was intended, but at the same time, it's a little bit of a jab when someone underappreciates the importance of the work you do.
Dude, those signs are so important, and my manager in the department I'm in, he does that as one of his upper management duties for being an assistant to the store. And yeah, I watch him sit there on those short little days that he has to do that stuff that are never short. He never goes home on time on those days, ever. Because if those signs aren't right, you have a lot of very angry customers.
Yeah, not only that, but I don't know if you guys have it in the States. But here there's like the scanning code of practice where if something doesn't scan at the register for the price it's listed for, you get it for $10 off or free if it's less than $10.
We don't go that far. We will match the price listed. Exceptions are when there is only one item shoved among 20 others, or it is just obvious somebody has dumped it on the shelf there. Like, a lady tried to claim that these 2 boxes of seltzer water had to be $2.99, even though they're like a multiple case, and there is other bottles of single bottle sitting in front of the $2.99 sign. So it's like, ooh, I'll take it up to the front and we'll scan it. We'll get the information for you. Yeah, $22.99. Definitely not $2.99. I'm like,
Yeah.
It's obviously dumped here, and I don't know if she dumped it there or not. But it's one of those things where either it's a case that needs to be opened, or it was obviously moved here when they realized they could get single bottles. And there was no other tag or anything else on the shelf. So I don't even know where in the store these people found this thing.
Yeah.
Because they were resetting the tags while she found this thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, something being misplaced into the wrong place doesn't count. But every store in BC, at least where I am, yeah, if it's intentionally stocked behind a label that's incorrect, you get it for the label price minus $10. So I actually got a really nice laptop bag a number of years ago because it was on the shelf under like a $69 tag, but it was like $120, so I got it for $59. So it was a really good deal. But I think that's the only instance where I've really taken advantage of that.
And the annoying part is, Republicans would fight that if we introduced it.
When you find a wrong price tag on a website.
Well,
Read it.
I don't. Why do you think anyone would be against it?
Because they're
Because
against
they're cutting their
labeling.
profit margins.
Yeah, there's that. They're against labeling shampoo bottles with what's in there. They're against the EPA. They're against any form of anybody looking out for anybody else.
Disco!
Oh, disco.
I don't
Hell, we
know.
got it.
It just kind of like holds people accountable, right?
Yeah.
Like holds.
Exactly.
Big businesses don't want to be accountable, Deb.
Oh,
That's why they
Well-
got it to Consumer Protection Agency. They don't want to protect consumers. Fuck them. They're sheep to be fleeced. That's all they see us as.
Another golem.
Golem.
That's why I hate them so much.
I'm volunteering in another department in the store because they literally can't keep employees in that department. It's not the management. It's not the other people in the department. They're all really good, hard workers. It's the problem is the people they're hiring are either too old, and I'm not saying that older people can't do the job. It's just an extremely physically taxing department, produce. And picking these older people because they think, oh, they'll have the right attitude. But then within like a month or so, they're like, I can't physically do the job, and if there's not another department to put me into, I'm leaving. Or they're hiring extremely young, physically capable people who basically think it's a walk in the park and they're just going to be putting apples on a table, but they don't realize you have to carry the apple box to the cart and roll the cart out to the floor to put the apples on the table.
Disco.
As long as they give you a cart, it's not that bad.
It's not.
Okay, so I would never work in a fresh department like dairy, produce, deli, whatever, for one reason. One reason. And here's
don't
the
like
reason. No,
Where
well,
is?
close, very close. So I was acting as compliance manager for a couple of years, so I'd have to go into all these departments to make sure they were following regulations. And I had the pleasure, a quotation mark pleasure, of being in a cooler for a bit and taking stock of the inventory and the way things were laid out, and whacking my hand against one of the rails.
Oh
And
my
if
god,
you
you
have-
felt like it's shattered.
If you have ever been in a cold environment and then hit your hand against something metal, I
You don't
envy
even
you.
swear at that point. You just let a tone out that sounds like crying angels.
Exactly. I just started crying. Like there was no wait period. It was just tears just instantly rolled down my face, and I was like,
With
I
freezing as they go down.
I'm like, I can't do this. I could never do this. But maybe it's just me because I'm such a klutz. But I mean, nope. I noped out at that point.
I like the cold, but at the same time, that there comes a point like when I got off of work Thursday, I came home. I'm like, I don't say this often. I feel cold. And my husband just looks at me. He goes, "You look cold." I'm like, I had to be in the cooler a little bit more than I usually am, so I'm cold. Because I don't even wear a coat. The other guys, they got their little toboggans on. What do you call it? In Canada?
Oh.
The little
What's it?
the little hats.
Oh, a toque.
Isn't that what they call the hats that don't have the poop all on top?
Yeah. The
Okay.
hats are toques.
So they have that on, and then they have like their outside winter jacket on. They keep one at work just to go in the cooler. I'm in there in a t-shirt and my regular clothes, and I'm like, I'm getting everything done. Then I walk out and I'm like, my hands hurt. Oh, I keep forgetting. You should be wearing gloves. Because I don't feel the cold very much because I'm constantly hot.
Okay.
My hands got cold. I'm like,
Aw.
that's new.
Though, when I was at the hospital a couple of days ago, I unlocked a new fear. For the first time in my life, when they went to draw blood, instead of sticking the needle in a vein, they stuck it in a nerve.
Oh,
And that is a terrible pain. I told Warpig about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've had that happen before. I am so sorry." And I'm like, that is absolutely horrendous. I had no idea it was a possibility, but now I'm going to be scared of it every single time.
yeah.
It was like they stuck it in like the elbow where they usually try to draw blood, but it felt like someone stuck a knife into my wrist and was like twisting it. I'm like, oh. Yeah.
Yep, never had that. I've had a lot of stuff happen to me, but I've never had that.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry.
Like nerve pain is already like the worst pain to anyone who suffers from like back injuries or anything like I empathize. Nerve pain is horrible, but at least they didn't hit an artery. Yeah, Circle. You know what? I might have preferred they hit an artery, because if they hit an artery, then they would have withdrawn the needle and there would have been a blood geyser and I would have laughed. But hitting the nerve, I did not laugh. I was of course super polite. I didn't get upset at them. I was just like, "Can you please stop? Can you please not do this anymore?"
I apologize for the next statement. That is the most Canadian thing I've ever heard. Could you please stop? I think I'm going to die now.
Please take it out. If it's not too much of an inconvenience for you.
See, if I went anywhere else, I'd want to go to Canada.
Yeah, there you go. Circle appreciates being nice. Yeah, I really can't get upset at any sort of medical professional, knowing especially how taxed they are and how many people they deal with who are not in the best of moods. But
Well, when you're hurting, it's kind of
exactly.
hard to be in a good mood. I literally watched my husband. He had major health issues. I'm not going to go into details, but it was pressing on a nerve, the one procedure they did. And he and a combat veteran who had become a nurse, who had been through some things and saw some stuff, was not recommending it to my husband, was sitting there going, you can't be that bad, we're going to get this figured out. And my husband went off on him, and the nurse started going off back, and the nurse removed himself from the room, and he apologized later. And I'm like, dude, you both have been through some things. I completely understand. My husband's an ass most of the time, so you handled them better than I would have. He just looked at me. I'm like, you deal with it for so many years. Sometimes you just have to be mean instead of nice.
It happens. You've heard.
I've never lost my professionalism in a patient's room. I feel so bad. I'm like, nah, he pushed you. And the nurse had him the last day he was there, and they shook hands and said, you know, glad you're feeling better and get to go home today, dude. And thank you for being a good nurse and trying to comfort me. I just was not in a place for comfort.
You've heard registered nurses in BC can have like 7+ patients on their wards. It's bad. So here's something that might put it into perspective, Sergal. Most people in the city I live don't have a primary care provider. Like, there aren't enough doctors for everyone to have one. So I am lucky enough to have a nurse practitioner. And I called the other day to follow up with some of the wait lists I'm on, and wanted to make the nearest phone appointment I could with my doctor, for reasons of like abdominal pain. I'm like, I'm in abdominal pain. I need to see my nurse practitioner. I'll take a phone appointment as soon as one's available. And the nearest phone appointment with my nurse practitioner is over a month away. Is April 11th. So that's how bad it is. Even if you're suffering from something pretty serious, you can't get more than a phone appointment less than a month out.
Well, that's rough.
We at least do have the doctors on demand stuff. Longest wait on those. Yeah, there's a lot of doctor on demand stuff, and if you have any form of insurance, they'll tell you if they take your insurance or not, but most of the time the co-pays on that is like $35 to $75 with insurance, and that's kind of across the board with most of the quote major insurance companies. And for out of pocket with some of the doctor on demand stuff, I think it's only $100.
I don't even
They
know.
can still prescribe you medicine and that kind of stuff, and if you have a home thermometer, they'll have you just take your temperature in front of them. It's basically like Skyping them and getting the stuff done.
Or
FaceTiming.
Dial a doc.
Yes.
Literally called Teledoc.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I mean, I've done that a couple of times for like my seasonal sinus issues and everything. They're like, yeah, we can tell what it is. Your history shows that every spring and every fall you usually have this problem. And here's some medications we prescribed last year. Sounds like you've gotten to infection, blah, blah. We'll give you this, blah, blah. Take that. See you in 6 months. You know, basically.
Right.
Now, some of the insurance will say, yep, we take this one for now. And then they'll switch and say, oh, we don't take that one anymore. You now have to use this one that, you know, we set up through our own network. That way the co-pays are now for sure like $35 to $50 instead of possibly $75 when we had to work with an outside company.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
with those, the most I've waited is like an hour and a half.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's quick, but they don't keep you on the line any longer than they have to.
Right.
So I got 10 people waiting.
Yeah. Switching to cat health.
How is Kitty?
Good news. Good news.
He was doing better. He had a little bit of an issue yesterday where he was starting to feel lethargic and puked again. So we're keeping an eye on him, but he had a number of days there where he was doing much better. So he's responded to the treatment, but pancreatitis can be reoccurring. and there's no cure for it, so it's really just kind of managing his symptoms as they come up. So we're hoping that he's just gonna bounce right back, but we might have to put him on some pain meds again, so we'll see.
Oh,
Yeah.
With the dogs, though, they just put them on a low-fat food, and 9 times out of 10, that solves the problem. It's kind of hard to do that with cats, though. They need, more protein and stuff.
Yeah, well, he's already on a vet food and has been for pretty much his entire life, because he suffered from, urinary crystals, so he's on a urinary food. Yeah.
America, where the obesity epidemic is so bad, your dog has it too.
But in kitten news, I have put my cats on a feeding schedule, and the kitten appears to be losing a little bit of weight. He is less chub than he was, so good news. The kitten is less fat.
Minus 5 adorable ones.
God. Over here. Now, these just go so fast.
So, Debbie, question
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What did you think of the new Little Ladies' Day attire?
I haven't completed the event yet, but from what I've seen of the attire, I like it. Is this a trick question?
No, the first thing I thought of is those gloves look an awful lot like the calfskin rider gloves, and the prices on those are probably going to tank. That, combined with the Moogle Tombstone event, selling the magic bed, means there's nothing really high ticket that you can't get relatively easily out of level 80 maps. Yeah, it's level 80s. So I just didn't know if you had the same thought about any of the gear.
I mean, as someone who has made a bit of profit from selling a few of the beds in the past, it was kind of like I really don't know how I feel about having them as a reward. But, I mean, people are really happy about it. There are a bunch of people who have been wanting one, but couldn't afford it or what have you, so.
When you tell them, get a job!
I mean, it happened the same with the Fat Cat minion.
With the what?
Cat minions,
The Fat Cat minion.
Oh, the minion, yeah.
It was hard to get,
Yeah.
but now everyone has one.
still sell for like, what, 70,000 or something? Something like that.
I still haven't had anything really fun drop from Retainer Ventures this expansion. I think I got one minion and that's it. So I'm kind of disappointed. Like I've tracked my ventures and I've had like 2,500 Retainer Ventures since Dawn Trail launched, and only seen one minion. So
Yeah.
That drop rate.
that drop rate though.
Oh, Golden Supporters.
Rainbow Golem.
And for anyone trying to do the math on that, given that Retainer Ventures are only like every 17 hours, I have 10 retainers and more than one character, so.
Oh, now I don't feel so bad about sending him on quick ventures all the time.
I just got them materials at this point.
Usually I would. If I have a need for them, I'll take them off that, because I have 10 combat ones. But I couldn't fathom dumping all that time and pulling one pet or one or two special items out of it for 2,500 ventures.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, if I had put all those ventures into just hunting for particular mats and selling those, I probably would have made way more money.
Or even quick ventures and pulled money from dyes. Like, the jet blacks and the pure whites alone would cover far more than you'd have made. Like, I just pulled 2 jet blacks today, and it's like, oh, all right. That's over $1 million. What do the minions go for?
I just kind of get sad when I do those quick ventures and they're always like Alpha Doll or Bambaku Doll, and I'm like, okay, how many of these can I have seriously?
You haven't set them all in your room with eerie lighting?
You collect alpha feathers. That is what I ended up doing with them. When I realized that they can be desynthed, one of the ingredients you can get from them is twin thread, which actually sells pretty well. When you get enough, you can make a new one. The reason to have alpha dolls is to desynth them to make a new one. Wait, is there 2 of them here? There is. Okay.
I only saw one.
Because mine is south of here.
Yes, yours is the one I went to. I didn't see another one linked.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know why people are here.
Someone's got to have one. Cruise Chaser? Really?
I got it for free.
Dreamer privilege. I call hacks.
It was back when you could, like, win a mount, when someone could give one away. I got it from Mr. Happy's stream. Back when he was happier.
He's not happy now?
Yeah, Mr. Happy ain't so happy really anymore.
Why is that?
He's Mr. I don't know. He's kind of Mr. Grumpy.
Oh, maybe he's just going through some stuff.
Maybe.
I seen somebody put out a 30-minute video on how the decline of 14 was totally avoidable. And I'm thinking to myself, I recognize this name. I haven't seen anything from you in ages. And then I think it started auto-playing it. And one of the comments said something to do with her burning out. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably true. Because they've always been very fringe content as far as I'm concerned. And I'm like, you probably burned out.
Oh, by the way, we're at time, so this is probably last dungeon.
We have another Cosmodica.
Okay, well, that one's the last one then. I have to be up at 3:30 in the morning again tomorrow morning, so I need to try to get some sleep. No, I think I saw the video you were talking about, and I didn't even click on it because it's just another one of these, I don't know, feels like shouting at the darkness videos, where it's like, I'm unhappy about the thing, so I want everyone else to hate it too.
I don't know if it was built with that. I mean, the thumbnail definitely had those vibes on it.
Yeah.
But the title was a lot more, I suppose we'll say, intelligently crafted. And some sides of me enjoyed her content, but as a whole, this whole game's bad, here's why. It's like everybody knows there's an issue with the game. Everybody has a different issue with the game. When you build a game for a massive number of people, there's going to be some things that just don't hit home. Like, I felt really bad about not doing Savage and so forth for a while until I think it was Itheria or somebody who was like, "Oh yeah, I got such and such for my Mog." Yeah, it was Lucy Pyres, but Itheria was like, she got this thing for her Mog Tombstone thing, and it was a deep dungeon, and she hadn't even unlocked it yet. I'm like, wait a minute. You unabashedly give so few fucks about it that you haven't even unlocked it? I don't feel bad at all now. But, yeah, no, like some of her stuff hits, some of her stuff doesn't, and just the fact that I hadn't seen this, not Itheria, I'm talking about Lucy Pyre again, the fact that I hadn't seen anything from her in ages, and then I suddenly see this one out of the blue, and I'm like, either she stopped making content for a while, or the algorithm's feeding this to me because it got a lot of feedback, and I'm just like, maybe let's not. Maybe let's not.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it in my head that that's a funny way of saying I burned out.
Well, I mean, I was surprised by how quickly it got quite a lot of views, given that it did look so, I don't want to say so opinionated, but so obviously biased in one direction. But
Nobody
like you
wants to
said, they were a very popular creator, so.
Like either they did take a break and everybody that was subscribed got news of this when it came in and it caught like wildfire, or they didn't. And this is just the next big thing that hit because they're riding the blah train, and I'm just like, I don't need this. Like, nobody wants to take responsibility for their opinions anymore. I'm not here for it. I know what I don't like. I don't need someone else telling me what they don't.
Yeah.
Rude. Oh. Must be a bunch of things I missed. Yeah, so I'm not too worried about it. Like, everybody wants to shout into the void. Is this free for all, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It is? Oh,
yeah.
It's your, yeah.
It just kind of ended up that way. Everything's just like, yeah, just roll whatever. Roll whatever.
And then a coffer drops. Everybody stop! Some things have come to light. Rules need to change. It's just...
Disco?
Nope.
Aw.
No.
Booyaka shots.
Okay, so last map call.
What's up?
Last map.
That's what she says. I get to run to the store after this.
Isn't it kind of late there?
That's what she said.
Oh, God.
It is, but it's going to be like a 15-20 minute trip to the store, and if I do it now, there's a good chance that the restocking people will have the stuff that I want in the aisles, and I won't have to do it. So...
But I mean, what time is the store usually open to?
12, 1, something like that.
Seriously?
Yeah. You're surprised. It's Walmart. They don't give a shit about their workers.
Oh, I was like, even our Walmarts here close at 10.
Now you're making me look.
Hey, Cry, how are you doing? We are just on our last map of the night. Things are... I mean, it was okay. It's okay. What?
They close in 20 minutes. Some super center you turned out to be. Maybe it's for the best.
I mean, pre-pandemic, they were 24 hours? Really?
They were 24 hours because I have gone there at 3 in the morning several times.
Wow.
Oh, when you go in the store, you see all the 4 people, including the employees. It's a pretty good feeling. Like, it saves you from social anxiety considerably.
Now, pre-pandemic, at a couple of our Walmarts, they tested being open 24/7, like in the 2 weeks before Christmas. But it never really caught on. It never really caught on.
That's annoying. I mean, it is what it is. As much as I like to sit here and say, oh, it's convenience, there's got to be someone who wants to keep those late hours and wants to work there. They really don't. They'd rather just be awake at that hour. Like, let's not mix. It's like same thing with Denny's. Like, I'm sure there's someone who is awake at those hours and is doing something. But do they want to be working? Particularly not the waitresses. Like, they can't make wieners for tips at that hour.
Now, a couple of our businesses here, like grocery stores and such, have low sensory hours.
Yes.
Where it's like when the store opens and before close, they like dim the lights, and it's requested that only people with sensory issues shop at that time, so that it's kind of like a less stress, less people, less noise environment.
They actually had a thing about that. Store opens at 6, sensory hours are 8 to 10.
Right.
So don't bring your whining ass kid.
Having worked for both Walmart and Denny's, you can attest to all of that. Oh.
Wow, I'm actually right about something? I'm gonna win the lottery later tonight. I could might as well try.
Right?
230 some odd $1 million.
Jeepers.
Well, I someone ran the numbers. You really only walk away with like 16 to 20% of that after taxes, after you take the lump sum payment. You don't end up with a whole hell of it. But I'm like, even 16% of 200 and some odd $1 million is 30-40 million. Like, am I ever gonna work again? Maybe at a bowling alley, part-time when I want.
Right, I was gonna say, like, unless you're really dumb with your money, that should last you a lifetime.
But if I won that, I would only set aside a third of it for me. The rest of it's for the kiddo, because she's gonna have heaven only knows what kind of shit to deal with.
Well, society will collapse, so the money will be meaningless. But maybe you should take her like fishing and give her some real world skills that might help in the future, like creating shelters and you know, just saying.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. You know, skills are useful in more than one way.
God.
Nah, just buy a raw pig and teach her how to butcher it. You kind of scoff at it a little bit, but once society collapses, people are going to look at bacon and pork chops and even cows and stuff like that's going to be luxury goods. Mm-hmm. So she's going to be in with the people who have a militia on their side, which means protection. No, you don't with that person, that's my butcher. That's the only person that gives me a link to what life used to be like.
There you go.
You know? Not only that, you can get a whole town running around that. I mean, you think about it. Everybody brings their meat to you, so you constantly have work, right? Which means you're constantly trading and bartering for other things. Oh, I need furniture. I'll take care of that hog if you'll make me a chair. Oh, I need, a new trench dog or new whatever for my garden. Have someone come over and take care of that. I'll slaughter this for it. Because everybody's always going to want meat in portions that they can cook it in.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been thinking about it myself, but my brother worked meat department for a while, and he said all the butchers there, give them 2 years once they become butchers, constant shoulder problems, always out for a week here, a week there, shoulder problems. I'm just like, that's because they're doing it inside a store instead of doing their own shop.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There's one, I walked into one. Guy had almost looked like it was a converted stable or something. But he's like, oh yeah, come in the shop. And he's wearing an apron that's full of blood. Whatever, he's a butcher. I walk in there are skinned, de-legged deer carcasses just hanging on meat hooks. Never in my life did I think I'd ever be that close, but I could have reached out and touched them. I'm like, not for nothing, this is cool. And then there's just like sawzalls hanging on a hook next to it. I'm like, oh, that's how you cut it. You just hit it with a sawzall. I guess that makes sense.
Oh.
Well, I thought there was like some X-Acto butcher knife, whatever. And I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, what? They can't really use that, yeah? Yeah, they do. There's nobody, like, this is obviously this guy's own shop, so he sets the rules, and he's probably like, efficiency over all else. Don't take 20 years to cut a deer's legs off. Just hack them off and be done with it. There's no meat on them, you're not selling it. Who cares? Get it done.
Well, this conversation took a turn I didn't expect.
Everybody likes meat. That can go several ways. I mean it in every way.
Along the lines of your conversation, my sister's farm just posted, we invite you to pre-order your fresh Thanksgiving turkeys. As demand typically outstrips or steps supply during the processing, we recommend that you reserve your bird in advance.
Thanksgiving birds now?
Yeah.
Yeah, reserve your birds now.
Well, they gotta grow them, they gotta feed them, they gotta account for them, they gotta assume 1 or 2 are gonna die to sickness. So they gotta know how many to get and get rolling. But no, I had to call my butcher.
Usually you can lose any to sickness, but, before they had the roof to stand under, if it rained, some of them get drowned.
Oh.
They're dumb.
Yeah, they are not smart. Now she's been raising a different variation, and he seems hardier and smarter.
Okay. Well,
but the white feathered turkeys, no.
Yeah. On that note, given that we are like 20 minutes later than normal and Warpig's already gone to bed, I think it's time to end stream. Yeah, thank you to everyone who joined. Yeah. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Mami. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone who joined me in party, in-game, and in chat. Thank you. Yay! Thank you to the fact checker who was like not checking many facts tonight. We have no facts to check tonight, but next week maybe.
Maybe. If not, I'm still gonna be here to annoy you. I mean, enjoy the conversation.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil, for being here. It's always a pleasure.
I do what I can. That's what I'm good for.
God, I love that voice. You're so good at that voice.
Gotta do something.
Thank you, Mista, for the raid, and for everyone who joined me afterwards. Thank you so much. Thank you for the follow. And yeah, if you like what you see, subscribe so you can catch me next time. We do this every Friday night. Sign up is in Discord Friday afternoons. Yeah, Sergal, thank you. Rockman, take care. Love yourself as much as you love others, and we'll see you all in game. Bye.
Bye-bye now.